We're back with the breakfast on Plus TV Africa. Now we talk sports with Monday Thomas, who joins us on Friday. But a quick background to what we're about to talk about. This is a quest of Nigerian clubs of four of them to meet a slot in Continental Club competition next season. It received a massive boost as Rivers United and Plateau United won their respective home matches in the first leg of the CAF Confederation Cup playoff against Libyan opposition. Now, with the new CAF rule, a Nigerian side must reach the group phase of Continental Club tournament and proceed to at least the quarter-final, stand any chance of having two of both of the CAF Championship League, the Confederation Cup. And so you have the Rivers United and Plateau United who were knocked out of the CAF Championship League, but they did not, as they picked massive wins in their Port Harcourt and Abuja win respectively. Also, the Ministry of Sport have admitted that Jose Pesiro is yet to receive salary since taking charge of the Super Eagles. The Sport Ministry, however, faulted the delay on the process of receiving funds from the federal government. Pesiro will lead Nigeria out of the game with Costa Rica. Joining us for further discussion is Monday Thomas, a sports journalist. Monday Thomas, thank you for joining us. Let's start off with, the Confederation or the CAF Cup right there. Monday Thomas, can you hear me?
Good morning. Yeah, I can hear you clearly. Good morning to you. It's great to be talking sports this morning with you, Mercy. And it's a good place to start, I tell you.
All right, so quickly.
Fantastic place to start. But also,
well, do you think that the victory is adequate to see Plateau United and Rivers United go through the group stage?
Fantastic win. I think it's a statement victory, and I mean, they've done enough. Sometimes you just need to do the right things at the right time in your home ground, and that's how you get a victory, a resounding victory, a convincing one for both Plateau United and the currently reigning Nigerian champions. I mean, it was a great game, a game for Rivers United where it was played in Port Harcourt. In the first 45 minutes, Rivers United were already 3-0 up, so it showed that they meant business right from the first blast of the whistle. And in the second 45 minutes, they just needed to add up two more goals to see a 5-0 victory against El Nassr of Benghazi. For Plateau United, a 4-1, also very convincing victory in Abuja. Fidelis Ilechukwu's boys have been doing greatly all season in the NPFL, and now they have another chance to play in CAF competitions. I know it was embarrassing that the two clubs were knocked out of the CAF Champions League, and especially Rivers United getting walloped by Wider Athletic. And the coach of Rivers United, Stanley Eguma, came out to say that they just had to respond to that defeat that was handed to them by Wider Casablanca. So I think for me, they've done enough, and this victory will see them go through to the group stages of the CAF Confederation Cup. I don't see anything happen in the second leg. I don't see any miracle. El Nassr cannot score more than 5 goals against Rivers United. It's possible, but by the way Rivers United are playing this time round, the consistency, the intensity in their footballing game, the accuracy, I don't see El Nassr scoring 5 or more goals than Rivers United. For Plateau United, they still have work to be done, although it's not going to be so tedious for them in Libya when they'll be taking on Al Qadar on Wednesday. So for them, they still have a little job to get done. Maybe they just need to make sure they don't let complacency come in. They just need to make sure they can finish the first 45 minutes without conceding any goal, and then they can just see off the game in the second 45 minutes. It's quite brilliant. We just need to let bygones be bygones. We're missing out in the CAF Champions League. But of course, the Confederation Cup is also a great place. Just like we know that football in Nigeria is still developing. Yeah, it's not there yet. I mean, we are not a country that will say that we'll get to have clubs in the CAF Confederation CAF Champions League season in, season out. We are still developing, and with the news of the IMC trying to start up the league before the end of the year, it's also very commendable. But we should also temper our expectations. I know some people are not excited that there will be no Nigerian club in the CAF Champions League for the second week running, or for the second season running. And I know some people are still furious about that. But for Plateau United and Rivers United, I'm pretty sure they'll make it to the CAF Confederation Cup group stage.
All right, Monday. I always do not fail to rub this in the faces of journalists and football fans. Whenever I get the opportunity to remind you guys how you all hounded Gerhard Rohr out of his job. We're hearing now today that Jose Pesiro, the coach of the Super Eagles, is yet to be paid since he started working. He took up his position since becoming Super Eagles salary as coach. 6 months salary. Is Gerhard Rohr not a hero for staying in such a position with such conditions and still managing to keep things together?
That you're always rubbing it in on my face, and I'm really tired of talking about this. But we should continue. We shouldn't give up just yet. And talking about Coach General being a hero, going through all these times without getting paid. By the way, Coach General is getting paid right now because of Nigeria ending the contract with General unilaterally. I mean, it was just Nigeria terminating the contract. Joseph Pesiro, General was not in agreement of Nigeria terminating his contract. So right now, Nigeria paying him because he won the case in court. And now we are now hearing that Jose Pesiro, the new coach, has not been paid for 6 months. And it's quite embarrassing. And I don't know where we are going as a footballing nation. They call us the giant of Africa in every facet of life. But I think Nigeria, it's losing its name, and it's quite embarrassing. I mean, the whole situation is very sad. I mean, how long would you continue? I mean, Gerhard Rohr was able to handle this. No one was talking about it. Even FIFA did not know about it until Nigeria thought he wasn't doing enough to take Nigeria to major competitions, and they decided to end his contract. That's when we knew that Coach Gerhard Rohr was being owed lots of salaries, and thank goodness he's being paid right now by winning that contract, winning that case in court. So right now for Joseph Pesiro, 6 months, it's been owed accumulatively, I think, 420,000 US dollars. And right now we're hearing that, I think some days ago, FIFA sent NFF a letter. Indicating that they need to pay Joseph Pesiro if they want him to continue as the head coach. Yes, this is the twist. Joseph Pesiro can unilaterally end his contract with Nigeria, and Nigeria will pay him in full. They'll have to pay him off. And how are we going to continue? Some people are also saying this is what they deserve, because if you groom a local coach, Nigeria, our economy needs things to be produced here in Nigeria. I mean, I'm not an economist, but it's very simple for anybody to know that when you manufacture things in your own country, when you have things in the domestic form, you can get to, of course, thrive, and you don't even need to spend so much. So people are saying, okay, if you get a local coach, maybe send him abroad, return him back to Nigeria, and then you pay him at least 10,000 US dollars and or 5,000. He would gladly take it, because he was saying that working for the national team is also doing being a patriotic Nigerian, and that's what it is. But for Joseph Pesiro, he's being paid $70,000 every month. And if you do that, he's been owed for 6 months. That's about 420,000 US dollars. And just that, I'm really scared that the young man might, he's not really young, don't mind me, that he might want to terminate the contract with Nigeria, and we'll still have to pay him out. He has not really done anything. I mean, we are here to qualify to the AFCON, which his contract was extended by 1 year to see how he will fare at the AFCON. And because his contract is also based on his performance. Let's see how he will perform at the AFCON. And you know, the AFCON has been postponed from 2023 to now 2024. So we still have, his contract has been extended by 1 year. So we'll still have Coach Joseph Pesiro until 2024, until the AFCON is done and dusted. My words is that let him not be so mad that he has already complained to FIFA that Nigeria is owing him. And now FIFA sent us a letter that we need to pay up, or else we stand a chance of paying Coach Joseph Pesiro in full, and he might no longer be the coach of the Super Eagles of Nigeria.
We know that, there will be a friendly that will be played, but do you think that this might have any implication moving forward in the games that, the Super Eagles might probably have
I'm pretty sure Joseph Pesiro is a professional, and it might not have anything to do with his job by getting a win for Nigeria against Costa Rica or Portugal, because he knows that he's still in the business, and other clubs, other countries, other potential employers are looking at him, and they're looking at his antecedents, his past records. They'll want to also count that before employing him in his next job. So I'm thinking he will want to stay professional and get the wins, the much needed result, the desired result for Nigeria in the upcoming friendly games. Nigeria is not going to the World Cup, so we're not expecting much from that game, actually.
Oh, well, we have to go now. Thank you so much for being part of the show this morning. We appreciate your time, and we look forward to sharing your thoughts, hopefully next week.
All right, Mercy, thank you a lot for having me. Really appreciate you. Hi, send my regards to Kofi. It's been some time.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Monday, Thomas, thank you. We'll do some more talking on the other side.
All right, bless you. Have a great weekend.
All right.
Well, that's the size of it. Very...
Yes, Mercy, it's been an interesting week. We've talked about several things from don't compare me with Funga Akindele to the policewoman who was beaten because she said no, I no do. You know, and several issues. There was a fire incident yesterday again at Dolphin Estate, and we talked about the other fires. You know, so we just pray there will be no more of such tragedies between today and when we come back on Monday. Yes, but thanks to our listeners, viewers, for joining us throughout the week, and thanks to our entire crew here. We have cameramen in the studio, floor managers, producers, wonderful ladies. We have a production team in the control room, head of the camera unit, and the technical guys, Onoja and his people. You guys have done an amazing job, so we want to say kudos to all of you and to our viewers as well. My name is Kofi Bartel, also return on Monday. Good morning.
Definitely. We'll be back on Monday, and of course it will be exciting